ever feel like, you're really trying in your relationship, but it's like you're just not quite on the same page when it comes to showing love and feeling love.
Oh, absolutely.
Like you're speaking totally different languages.
Yeah, it's so common. And we come into relationships like with our own ideas about what love should look like.
Right.
And they don't always match up.
Exactly. And that's where, thankfully, we've got Gary Chapman's 5 love languages.
Yeah.
This book, it's not just another, fluffy self-help relationship book.
Right.
It actually gives you a really practical framework to understand how you and your partner experience and express love, which can be wildly different.
Oh, for sure. And it leads to some really surprising, like, aha moments.
Yes.
When you start to see how these love languages, they don't just affect your, like, day-to-day relationship, but they really impact the intimacy in your relationship as well.
Okay, so now that's something I think we can all get behind, right?
Right.
So let's just lay it out there. The 5 love languages.
Okay.
We've got words of affirmation. We've got quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, and physical touch.
And, those might seem pretty simple on the surface, but that's so interesting. Chapman found that often people, they misinterpret even their own primary love language.
Oh, wow.
Which you can imagine causes a lot of problems.
Yeah, because it's like reading a map, but it's in a different language.
Right.
You think you know where you're going, but you end up totally lost.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like a classic example is, a lot of men might assume that their primary love language is physical touch.
Okay.
Because they have a strong desire for it.
Right.
But what Chapman found is that for men especially, feeling deeply respected and admired through words.
Interesting.
That actually creates an even stronger foundation for intimacy.
Oh, wow.
So when that need is met, then the desire for physical connection, it's amplified.
Yeah.
Because it's coming from like a place of genuine emotional fulfillment.
So it's not just about the physical act itself. It's about what it represents emotionally.
Right? Exactly.
Feeling desired, feeling cherished, feeling seen by your partner on a deeper level.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And this is where things get really interesting. Like, let's say your love language is acts of service.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
But your partner, they're showering you with gifts, thinking that they're being incredibly romantic.
And you're like, but the dishwasher's full.
Exactly. And you might not even realize, like, why those gifts aren't quite hitting the mark.
Right.
It's not that you don't appreciate the thought. It's just they're not speaking to your heart in the way that you really need. So how do we unlock this mystery, right? Like what really makes us tick in relationships?
That's the $1 million question.
It is.
So how do we figure out our own love language? Because like you said, it's not always obvious.
Right. Yeah. And Chapman, he gives us some tools for this. Like he's got these 3 questions and they're really powerful for kind of getting you thinking.
Okay.
So question number 1.
Okay, me.
What hurts you most when your spouse does it or doesn't do it?
Ooh, that's good. That's getting down to it.
Yeah, because there's moments when you feel really like hurt or neglected or unappreciated.
Yeah.
They tell us a lot about what matters most to us.
Right. Right. Totally.
Like if, let's say, a little bit of casual criticism just like cuts you to the core.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe words of affirmation is your thing.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's feeling ignored while your partner's like, binge watching Netflix.
Right. Totally.
You might be craving that quality time.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And that takes us to question number 2, which is,
what have you consistently asked for in your relationship?
See, and I think this is where some people might hear that and think, oh, nagging.
Right.
But really what it is it's an expression of that unmet need.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not really about, like, if you're always asking for help with chores, it might not be about the dishes themselves.
Right.
It's about feeling valued through acts of service.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or if you're constantly asking for, like, a weekend getaway.
Right.
That love tank for quality time is probably running pretty low.
Yes.
And that brings us to question number 3.
Okay. Lay it on me.
How do you typically express love to your partner?
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. So we're looking for patterns here.
Right. Right.
Both in what hurts us and what we crave.
Yes.
And this third one kind of adds another layer because we often give what we ourselves crave.
Oh, that's true. That's very true.
So if you are all about showering your partner with thoughtful gifts, that might be a clue to your own love language.
Okay, I love this. And you know what I love about Chapman's approach?
What's that?
It's not just about like identifying the love languages, right? It's about putting them into action. And he talks about this tank check game, which honestly sounds way more fun
It is fun.
than a lot of relationship exercises.
Yeah, for sure.
Tell me more about that.
It's simple, but it's so effective.
Oh.
Okay, so picture this. You both get home from work, right?
Okay.
Instead of just like launching into the to-do list for the evening, you take a second and you connect. You ask your partner, hey, on a scale of 0 to 10, how's your love tank tonight?
Oh, I love that. 0 being bone dry, 10 being, I am swimming in love, stop now.
Exactly. And that's where the magic happens, right?
Okay.
Because then you ask, what could I do to help fill it?
Ooh, I like it.
And your partner suggests something specific.
Okay.
And this is key, something actionable that night.
So we're not talking about like vague promises or, oh, I wish you were better at this. It's like, order my favorite takeout.
Exactly.
Give me a back rub. Let's go for a walk, just the two of us.
It's about, choosing one specific action.
Right.
That speaks directly to your partner's love language.
I love it.
And it can be so eye-opening.
Oh, yeah.
Like Chapman, he tells this funny story about this husband.
Okay.
Who was just like totally baffled.
Yeah.
When his wife's request to fill her love tank was, wait for it, laundry.
No.
Like, you want me to do the laundry?
Laundry.
I can only imagine his face like, wait, love and laundry.
Yeah.
What is the connection?
Yeah. What are you talking about? But that's the thing. Exactly. What fills our love tank is not always obvious or intuitive to the other person.
Exactly. And for her acts of service, like tackling that mountain of laundry, that spoke volumes.
It's so true.
Yeah.
It made her feel more cared for than like a fancy dinner ever could.
Exactly.
Okay, but let's get real for a second, okay? What if my partner's love language feels like about as natural to me as speaking fluent Mandarin?
Yeah.
Like, what if expressing love through gifts is just like not my thing, even if it's what my partner really values? What do I do then?
That's a really common concern, and it's good to address it. The good news is it's not about suddenly becoming someone you're not.
Oh, okay.
It's about awareness, right? Being willing to adapt.
Right.
Understanding the why behind your partner's needs.
Okay, so it's like learning a new language.
Exactly.
It takes effort.
It does.
Maybe some awkward stumbles along the way.
For sure.
But the payoff is huge.
Oh, it's massive.
Yeah.
I mean, deeper connection.
Right.
Increased intimacy.
Yeah.
Feeling truly loved and appreciated by your partner.
Totally. That's what we all want.
Absolutely. And remember, it's a two-way street.
Right.
As you both are making the effort to speak each other's love languages, it creates this incredible feedback loop.
Oh, totally. It just amplifies everything.
Of love and appreciation.
So good.
Yeah.
And I love that. So it's not a magic fix, right? Relationships still take work.
Oh, for sure.
But it's like you're giving such a valuable tool to kind of navigate it all. And I think the best part is it can actually bring more playfulness and joy into the relationship as you're learning to kind of decipher each other's needs and desires and all that.
It's about rediscovering that sense of connection and excitement, but in a way that feels authentic and fulfilling.
100%. So, to wrap things up, here's something I want you to think about, okay?
Okay.
What if tonight you and your partner each shared just one specific thing that you wish the other person understood about how you need to be loved and feel connected?
Such a good one.
Right, because that could be the start of like a whole new chapter.
Absolutely, yeah.
Until next time, happy diving into the depths of love and connection.